G'day ice cream lovers, my name's Christensen. Welcome to this episode of the podcast. Nice to have you here. We do want to acknowledge our episode sponsor, which is iRice. Now you've heard me talk about iRice before. They do a great range of toppings, inclusions, hot fudges, really anything that goes on or in your ice cream. iRice is the key. Long family owned company. Rod Oranger, I tell you, one of the true gentlemen of the ice cream industry. Give iRice a call, say you want to talk to Rod, and he's going to help you with all of your flavoring and topping problems. iriceco.com is their website. Thank you for your sponsorship. Now, I wanted to talk in this episode a little bit about freezing ice cream mix. So often you'll get a bag of ice cream mix from a mix supplier, and often it will come in liquid. Most mix suppliers are providing their products depending on whether it's HTST or UHT pasteurization. It'll come to you in 2.5 gallon bags in a box or a crate, and they'll have a use by date on them. So the idea is that you obviously want to be able to utilize that before the use by date. However, you can freeze that mix. That's why I'm standing here in front of our freezer here. So often when we're running a class, or whether we're running some testing for some companies who want to test mix flavors and so forth, we will accept the mix here and then we will put it straight into the freezer. This freezer is sitting at about -25. Now these bags of mix have turned basically solid, and most mix manufacturers will say that this mix is good frozen up to 12 months. Now again, that's a general rule. You'll have to talk to your mix supplier about it. But one of these bags of mix can stay frozen in this freezer. Again, I would recommend -20 or above for 12 months, and then be thawed out. And whatever use by date was on there when you put the mix in, you allow for 2 or 3 days thawing in a regular freezer, and then you pick up on that use by date again. So very important to understand that, because oftentimes if this has been sitting, if you've got a bag of mix that's sitting in here for 6 months, you're going to pull this bag out and the use by date will be 6 months ago. So record keeping is a must. You really should have a register as to when you received the mix, how much life you had on it, what was the use by date when you got it, the date that you put it in the freezer, the date that you pulled it out, and the date that it was thawed ready to go, and then kind of look at how many days or weeks that you have in order to utilize that. So you can freeze your mix. I would recommend you do so. You can buy in bulk, freeze it, thaw it properly. Next video, we're going to talk to you a little bit about thawing mix, doing it right, but you can keep it up there for 12 months. Good little insurance policy there in case the mix supplier runs out of mix or you had a busy weekend. Good to keep some mix in the freezer. That's all we have for this episode. Thank you for joining us, and again, thank you for iRice for sponsoring this episode. iriceco.com. Keep on scooping, folks. We'll see you in the next video.